Welcome to the Newsbox. I am your slightly effervescent host, your friendly neighborhood J-Man. This week's Newsbox is dedicated solely to the recent D23 Expo. What exactly is the D23 Expo? Well, I am glad you asked. The D23 Expo for the third time is the ultimate Disney fan event. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what does D23 stand for anyway? The D stands for Disney, duh. And the 23 is the year Walt Disney hit Hollywood and founded the Walt Disney Company, 1923. What's the primary objective of the expo? To put fans in the middle of the magic. And there was a ton of magic coming out of the Anaheim Convention Center for 2015, starting with Toy Story Land coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. The new 11-acre land aimed at the 4 to 11 crowd will shrink you down, not literally of course, way too much legality in that, to the size of a toy and transport you to Andy's backyard. With its oversized ornamentation, Toy Story Land will feature two new attractions, a family-friendly Slinky Dog roller coaster and an alien saucer attraction that will take you for a spin in your own flying saucer. Just watch out for the claw.
I have been chosen. Farewell, my friends. I go on to a better place.
Toy Story Mania, already in the park, will be expanded with a midway track that will take you into the seedy world that is under Andy's bed. If this were teenage Andy, you'd have to be at least a little bit worried. The midway will feature even more carnival-style games for you to play. While all this sounds great, there is no set opening date or even when construction will begin. Then there's Avatar Land. You remember Avatar, right? The James Cameron picture from a bunch of years back. Well, believe it or not, it hasn't been forgotten. The expo had a quarter-scale model of the new land officially called Pandora, the World of Avatar. That's slated for Florida's Animal Kingdom. The model on display gave a nice idea as to the layout of the land with its bioluminescent trees, ruined military base, hologram effects, and 3D projections. Pandora, the World of Avatar, is set to open in 2017. Sticking with theme park news, the expo also had a nice-sized exhibit of Shanghai Disneyland. The new park will feature 6 lands: Mickey Avenue, Gardens of Imagination, Fantasyland, Adventure Isle, Treasure Cove, and Tomorrowland. Shanghai Disneyland will also feature Star Wars and Marvel experiences, an updated Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, a new Buzz Lightyear ride, and a Tron-inspired roller coaster. To house all the guests flocking to the park, there's also 2 hotels opening: a 450-room Shanghai Disneyland Hotel and an 800-room Toy Story-inspired hotel. Shanghai Disneyland doesn't have a firm opening date yet, but is rumored to be early 2016. All right. Enough of all this hullabaloo. Let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? The reason I gathered you all together today: Star Wars. If you were lucky enough to attend the D23 Expo, you might have had one of these forced onto your person. That, my friends, is an official Star Wars The Force Awakens one-sheet by renowned movie poster artist Drew Struzan, known for his theatrical posters for the Star Wars special editions, the prequels, as well as Back to the Future and the Indiana Jones movies. Struzan has apparently been wooed out of retirement for this brand new poster. While very cool looking, it does raise a rather obvious question. Why exactly is Finn holding a lightsaber? And while I'm at it, is that Luke's old lightsaber he lost to his old man in The Empire Strikes Back, who lost it to Obi-Wan Kenobi in Revenge of the Sith? So many questions. When is this movie coming out? And finally, one of the things all us Star Wars fans have been waiting a long time for: Star Wars Land. Finally, Star Wars Land is coming to both stateside Disney resorts. And by that, I mean Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World. Star Wars Land is slated for Disneyland proper in California and Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando. The new 14-acre lands will transport guests to a never-before-seen planet that's being called a remote trading port / last stop before heading off to parts unknown. Inside this port will be 2 signature rides, one where guests will pilot the Millennium Falcon, and another that will put guests in the middle of a battle between the First Order and the Resistance. All sounds great, right? More importantly, the question is when. When are we going to be able to visit this vast and wonderful place? If you've already started packing your bags, you just might want to hang on for a second. Disneyland is scheduled to get Star Wars Land first, with construction starting, ready? At the earliest, the end of 2017. 2017, and that's just breaking ground. Believe you me, you won't be flying that Falcon anytime soon. Construction on Cars Land at Disneyland took 5 years. Star Wars being similarly in size is going to take at least that long. I'm by no means a mathematician, but according to my calculations, that means Star Wars Land may not open until 2022. That is 7 years from now. And what about Walt Disney World? They haven't even announced the timeline for Star Wars Land in Florida. It could be, and probably will, a lot longer for that construction to be completed, let alone started. At this rate, we all could be sick of Star Wars by then.
The Newsbox. You give us about 5 minutes and we'll give you a dearth of useless information.
Hey, your friendly neighborhood J-Man here. Don't forget to check me out on all your favorite social media. I'm on the Twitter, the Facebook, and the Google+. In between trolling your favorite celebs, you can also find me on the website the-newsbox.com and every Monday on the Fanboy Factor podcast at fanboyfactor.com.